What up, what up? It's your boy Tunnel Vision, and we back for another one. Terrence Crawford, what's going on, man? Well, 50 Cent say, you gotta do something, baby. You gotta do something. Man, we know pretty much now that it's official. Earl Spence let it be known that, he will be fighting Danny Garcia next, and they'll be doing it in January. And speculation is after that, he's probably going to be fighting Manny Pacquiao. I believe, because to me, I think that's what's going to happen. This is usually how PBC is usually able to flow when it comes to, let's say, fighters, when they want a certain fights to happen, but fighters might be hesitant to do certain fights. What they'll usually do is before that fight, they'll let them do another fight where they get paid very, very well. And then after that fight, you do that fight that they want you to do. And then after that fight, the fight after that, even if you lose, your next fight you still get paid a substantial amount of money. So, it's more, gives you, all right, cool, I'll do it kind of situation. And I think they want Manny to fight Earl Spence, and they want it in a unification. Manny probably doesn't want to necessarily do it right now. So I think what they're probably going to do is give Manny, probably more money than is deserved for probably like a Mikey Garcia fight. And then after that, they'll probably end up doing the Earl Spence fight. Now, Terrence Crawford, he's fighting Mean Machine in his next fight. And Sean Porter's been making it clear that, hey, if I can't get the Earl Spence rematch, I want to fight Terrence Crawford next. His team has said that's who we want next. We want to fight the best. So if we can't get Earl Spence, we want Terrence Crawford. And even though they lost against Earl Spence, their stock didn't drop at all. I would say actually their stock has actually even risen. So if you're a top-notch fighter and you're like, if let's say him and Earl Spence fought right now again, that fight's doing 400,000 plus pay-per-views again, easy. So you would think that, hey, a Terrence Crawford, his team would want to do that fight because, you're doing 400,000 pay-per-views, especially if you promote it right. You have the blueprint of how to promote a fight, and they know how to promote fights because they do it with the UFC. So they know how to promote a fight. You just got to start actually implementing that same philosophy towards boxing. They could do this. It seems like it'd be a great choice. Even if you could set up a quick deal, and not do the Mean Machine fight, even though the Mean Machine fight is supposed to happen, but that's an in-house fighter. In this short period of time, the Earl Spence fight ain't gonna be done. That's you're talking about two different networks, all this stuff. It's not happening anyway. But even if you could get Mean Machine to step aside, I don't see why doing a Sean Porter fight negotiation would be that hard, especially if you're willing to give them the type of money that pretty much the type of money that he's gonna need. You're gonna have to pay him $5 million plus or whatever. But even if that wasn't the case, go ahead and do your Mean Machine fight. The next fight after that, fighting a Sean Porter, especially after we've seen what we've seen with Earl Spence and Sean Porter, you could kind of gauge, how to do against this foe. If Terrence Crawford could even beat someone like that, like a Sean Porter. But unfortunately, once this news came out, Bomac's like, no. This is the quote, that they're not fighting Sean Porter, that they, quote, only want to fight champions. Which makes no sense because you haven't fought any champions since Jeff Horn. Amir Khan was a champion. Benavidez is a champion. Mean Machine is a champion. And the person you face after that's not going to be a champion. So, I don't know, man. It makes you kind of wonder, does this guy even want to fight top competition? It's almost like they want to keep Bud fighting lower tier competition. They want to have him fighting bums, B and C level fighters. And they want Earl Spence to do all the legwork. They want him to keep on progressing, keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And if the fight becomes big enough, then let Terrence Crawford go in there and fight him after Earl Spence has been, I guess, through all these wars already. And that seems to be what they want to do. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. At this point, you got to start questioning Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford needs to fight somebody, and this is a top tier fighter that's saying, hey, I'm willing to fight you. I want that work. And you're sitting here turning that, basically your team is turning that fight down. And I guess when Bob Arum was asked about it, his response was that, oh, it wouldn't do good on pay-per-view. What? That is not, it wouldn't be lucrative. Like, what the are you talking about? We just saw that it was lucrative. With that $3 million flat fee that they offered Danny. You know what I mean? Because they want to be cheap. You offered Danny $7 million, Danny would have went over there and fought you. Because I guarantee you, doesn't matter, whatever that purse says for Danny versus Earl Spence, he's going to make over $7 million. He's going to make $8+ million. Sean Porter made $8+ million. Damn, this player is crazy today. We're going to keep it rolling, though. He made $8 million off that fight. But Bob Arum, but Top Rank, they're not willing to put that money up. They don't want to do whatever it takes to make Terrence Crawford into a star, into a bigger name fighter than he is right now. That's number one. And number two, it doesn't look like Terrence Crawford's team themselves want to fight anybody that's going to be, a challenge. Like Bomag once, said when he went on Trail Boxing, he said, hey, why wouldn't we take $3 million to fight bums? And I think that's what it seems that's what they want to do. They want to make $3 million, $3.5 million fighting bums. And do that twice a year and face no real competition. And you got to put the onus on Bud too, because Bud has to step up and be like, nah, man, this guy's willing to fight me. This is a big fight for me. Get it done. Get it done. Didn't want to get him the Kell Brooks fight. Didn't want to get him this. Don't want to get him the Sean Porter fight. Didn't want to get him the Danny Garcia fight by, they didn't by lowballing Danny Garcia. And then now, and what's when it came to Manny Pacquiao, they didn't want to pay Manny Pacquiao that $20 million, betting Manny Pacquiao wanted it to face him. Yet, PBC paid Manny Pacquiao $20 million to fight Adrian Broner, and they paid him $20 million to fight Keith Thurman as well. They're willing to pay him that bread. They're willing to give him that money. So, I don't know, man. You gotta do something, homie. Because it ain't looking pretty out here, man. You gotta step it up. That competition gotta go up. These super bums this guy keeps fighting. It's just not working there anymore. You ain't putting in no work whatsoever. And that light keeps diminishing. They're not talking about him on ESPN like that. You don't see all the different shows that they do for, like with the shit. You don't see all the shows they do when it comes to the UFC. Just look at how they promote the UFC and then look how they promote boxing over there. It's night and day. They promote UFC the way Fox promotes boxing. So they have the blueprint on how to do it. They just don't want that man to be a star. And that man is not, he doesn't want to push to be a star. He doesn't want to push for big fights. He wants to do his little tweets, and that's it. That's all that man wants to do. He wants to throw out his little tweets and then talk about what he would do to this person or what he would do to somebody in a certain fight without actually facing them, without actually fighting them. He's not putting his foot down in order to get these bigger fights. And he re-signed with promotional company who was already showing that they didn't really care about you like that. And they had you second, third fiddle and was putting disrespect towards you. Yet you still signed with them. So I think it's gotten to the point where we have to ask, does Terrence Crawford even really want to fight anybody? Does he even want to fight any real competition? And things keep going the way they go. When that fight does come on the table, by the time that fight's on the table, man, forget the B side. That boy gonna be the C side. You're gonna be accepting 30% on the purse, or you're gonna have Earl Spence going up to make more money fighting somebody else. But it is what it is. People make the decisions. They live in it now. It's all about Earl Spence. It's gonna be all about Earl Spence and Danny Garcia. That's what the talk. It's not gonna be about Terrence Crawford, the meme machine. As the weeks come up and the months come up, it's gonna be all about Earl Spence and Danny Garcia. Period. But it is what it is. Like, subscribe, share. Holla at y'all later.